And hello, happy day to you, wherever you might be on this fair day. Welcome. Now, I'm just trying to contain myself. I'm keeping it quiet, keeping it low energy, because things are about to kick off. You'll never believe what we've got lined up for you today. We have captains of content, passionate pace setters, chieftains of chinwag, high commanders of hot hilarity. Oh yes, it's going to be a summing up of 2 full to the brim seasons of TV talk. Can you believe it? We are 20 episodes in, and thanks to you, 25,000 views. And this is just the beginning. If you've missed it, here's a taster. Guess what it is? It's how to come out on top. What the yabba dabba do? To do next, and other unanswerable questions.
Now that's more rocket, man. That's it right
Look,
there.
what are we doing here? Well, this is how to come out on top. It's all about bringing the community together for content creators to understand you're not alone. This is a really scary time for all of us. This is about keeping your spirits up, being empowered, and not losing hope. We're not here to kiss spiders. We're also here to learn from exceptional industry experts. Angie Greaves, welcome. Jasmine Parkinson. Mike Goldman, everybody. Marion Farrelly. It's Osher Ginsburg, everyone.
The crowd goes wild.
Life has had to slow down.
I think we've got a responsibility to share what we know with others and rebuild this beautiful industry of ours. I'm hearing of so many people starting to think differently, to use the skills that they have and think differently. And I'm so pleased to see that there are so many new initiatives and people literally going with an open mind and looking at the industry from fresh eyes. And it's all about pivoting. Do you notice now I'm physically pivoting? That's what we call pivoting, okay?
I think that maybe every industry, not just the TV and media, will reevaluate itself after COVID-19. If there's ever going to be a time, it's now.
Now is the time.
Even though it's hope, there's not a lot of hope around in some ways. There's an enormous amount of hope around in other ways. And I find it quite exciting, to be honest. I think we've got a chance to recalibrate the world.
Wow. I always get sort of a little bit discombobulated after speaking to this royalty, these collections of regal content makers, because it's a big deal. Thank you for listening and being here, and your comments and your engagement. It's keeping me going. I haven't introduced myself. My name is Yana Groves. I'm a TV producer. I'm a mentor and a trainer for people who want to get into the industry. I run Bloomtime Media. And I'm also a keen rhythmic gymnast and a keen fisherwoman. And as you probably know, a keen oyster farmer. Also, I am a keen racing car driver. I'm also a doctor of neuroscience. And I'm also the 1997 table tennis world champion. Anyway. So there it is. 2 seasons, brilliant people, amazing stories, fantastic advice. Shall we kick today's episode off? Welcome to How to Come Out on Top, All Stars. We've got lots of it out the back to do next, and other unanswerable questions. Today is season 2, episode 10. This is the dramatic season finale. Who will win? I brought together a sample of content crema from around the globe, and I can't wait to intro them. Welcome to the Fred carpet, pulling up in limo number 1, co-founder of Media Mentors Australia, former head of factual and head of current affairs at the ABC, also former head of production and development at SBS. I'd get tongue-tied if I continued. It's Denise Erickson, everyone.
Woo! What an intro! Yay! Oh my God, I think you're the winner. You look glorious today. That sparkle is to die for. I've got to tell you. Rhythmic gymnast. That was the only one I didn't quite. Really?
Yes.
Love it.
It's the rhythm I have. It's the rhythm.
I'm with you.
I've been known to do the splits on occasion, on a dance floor. Have you not, Denise?
Oh, I would never try that. I would never get up again. Even when I was 8, I couldn't do it, let alone now, God forbid.
Right. And then we wonder why we have dodgy hips at a certain age. Oh, my God. I'm so happy you're here. How's life in Melbourne?
Melbourne's, we're doing all right. We're saying we can do this. It's a bloody annoying. I hate it. But, hey, we've just got to get on with it. And that's what we do. Lots of opportunities. We're just doing it.
I love it. And it's the best way forward. What else can we do? Also, very serious question. What's your biggest fear for today's show?
That I might have too much red wine and make a fool of myself.
Oops.
Whoops.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. What are we talking about? No. Speaking of fear and terror. Speaking of fear and terror. You know what? I was about to introduce someone who's not even here. Because that happens sometimes. He will be joining later, and he'll be telling us about fear and terror. He's a black belt ninja. He'll be joining us later. Moving on. Speaking of kicking TV butt, no stranger to a mic. Legendary Big Brother's Big Bro, presenter, actor, voiceover guru. It's Mike Goldman, everyone.
Hello.
Something's happened
Anyone
to
there?
No. You've got something on your. Yes, there you are. I was worried about.
Great to be here on your little show. I love it. For the second time, I feel so privileged. How amazing are you doing this show, Yana? And how spectacular do you both look? Brilliant. Very cool.
Such a charmer. You don't look half bad yourself.
Oh, stop it. I know.
I want to ask you a question, Mike. As a presenter, as someone in the spotlight, did you get a chance to let yourself go during lockdown?
Oh, funny you should ask that because, to keep me alive when I'm not, working on hosting Big Brother shows or voiceovering Plate of Origin or whatever else I might be doing. The voiceover stuff keeps me alive and everything stopped when lockdown happened. I had nothing to do. And so I've just been making random YouTube videos. And one of them I did dressed as the Tiger King. And, the homosexual meth addict who ran for governor and hired a hitman to murder Carol fucking Baskin. Well, I got the mullet, I got the mustache, and I put myself on Cameo. Where you pay celebrities to do birthday messages. And I did about 186 birthday messages for people mainly in America at $50 a pop during lockdown as the
No way.
So if you Google Tiger King on Cameo, where you can get, basically every celebrity known to man, depending on how much you want to pay, you type in Joe Exotic, the first name that comes up is Mike Goldman.
Oh my God. Talk about riding on the coattails.
I know. But speaking of the Tiger King, and I know it's off topic, did you see Carol Baskin is in Dancing with the Stars now?
Wow.
They launched it last night. And the people, the family of Don, who everyone says is murdered, ran a commercial during Dancing with the Stars to say, help us find the murderer of Don.
You know,
Only in America.
Clearly, I'm
there's a
too
lot
close
to
to it.
digest. There's a lot to digest here, Mikey.
Cheers.
Oh dear. What can you do, Denise? What am I going to do with this guy?
Oh, let him keep going. That's bloody brilliant.
So anyway, Joe Exotic was fun, Denise. It was almost as fun as the little party that you throw at Fox Studios every now and again that we've been at. But yeah, that kept my head above water. That paid the bills. So you know, you got to do what you got to do. You know, I mean, I've had lots of friends do all sorts of weird stuff. Like a mate of mine here, Will Valor, that makes suits. He dresses Osher Ginsburg for The Masked Singer and me for the Big Bro Show. And he wasn't getting any work, and no one was getting suits made. No one had any money. So he's packing shelves at IGA and learning an online course on how to computer code. And he designed this marketing platform so you can basically log in and market your business, and ended up like making huge amounts of money, more money than his suit business.
Well,
So many people got crazy stories. Matt Hollywood, my magician friend, he would kill me.
Okay, I'm so sorry, Mikey. I love
so many
it.
crazy stories.
I'm so sorry, but look, that's why you speak for a living, because you have such beautiful vocals.
I won't shut up. Just mute me.
I will. Don't you worry, and I have done. Hey. Speaking of, I was going to say, speaking of muting, doesn't quite work. Speaking of being watched and having a voice, another Big Brother alumni, a princess of Pivot, exec producer turned software CEO of Lumi Media, former head of Factual and Reality ITV and other fab networks. It's Karen Dewey, ladies and gentlemen.
I love that you called me a princess, Jana. It suggests youth.
Well, you are. You're
lovely. Princess of Pivot.
I love Karen Dewey. We are so overdue for a catch-up.
We are overdue.
I've been waiting for that.
Cheers. I'm so glad to join the party.
Cheers to you, Karen. Thank you so much for giving us your time and your energy again, because
thank you so much. I think what you're doing is wonderful. This has really been a wonderful thing to look at, to watch every Wednesday. It's been great.
I'm so glad. And it is because of you, my wonderful Bloomtime Media mentors, people who are changing the way people think about this horrible, pandemic and how we move forward. So I'm elated.
We work in one of the most connected industries in the world. You know, all our people are connected, no matter where they are. It's a really big family, the entertainment industry. So it's nice that you bring some of us together. So yeah, but think of you as family, Mike.
Oh yeah, definitely, absolutely.
So
I love your little program you developed too. Isn't that going gangbusters?
It is. We're having a good time. We're busy. It's been a good time to develop into software. We could not have predicted that there was going to be a pandemic, but there are some benefits to that. We are trying to bring people together in spite of the things that are separating everybody.
Those are the things that are important. And yes, the princess of Pivot. Don't know where that came from, but it really is just explaining that you've done something fantastic with the industry, in that you found a need and a niche, having worked across so many award-winning formats, that you found something that really, really works in the process of content creation, but also in corporate life.
Yeah, so I think I was just sitting there and I needed something, and from my non-techie brain, I thought, wouldn't it be good if we could do this and this, and took it to some techie people, and we went on from there. So it's been a really wild ride. It's been a great ride, but it's very interesting having a startup, and it's very interesting trying to lead change and trying to have everybody embrace, a really exciting future, I think, rather than look back to old ways. There are new ways of us doing things, and there are things we can take advantage of.
We've all been pushed off the digital cliff, haven't we? And people who have pivoted, as you say, seems to be the word of the day, are really seeing this silver lining and taking off. If it's Yana doing doing her show online, or I mean, obviously you had your business going for a while, which was a brilliant idea, and everyone's like, well, now we have to do it. It wasn't like maybe we should do it. Now people are like, we have to do these digital programs that work so well for us.
Yeah.
It's reshaping how we communicate. And I mean, I didn't even know the word Zoom, and we've now got 25 half-hour chats up on Acme YouTube channel with heaps of people talking skills. And I mean, it's just brilliant. In my backroom bedroom, like, who'd have thunk I had a studio in my bedroom?
I did. I thought you had a studio.
You've been there.
I've moved it to the lounge now, Mike, because my bedroom was so bland, like it was so boring.
It was always dark in there, so I don't know.
Okay.
Love it.
Hey, it's the internet. Come on. Just because you work on PG rated TV, everybody, this is the internet. You can fucking say whatever you want. Come on. We're adults. What children are watching?
Mike Goldman.
What children are watching?
Young ears.
They shouldn't be watching.
Yana, I'll mute you.
Again. Oh, she needs another drink.
So, my friends, thank you so much. Look, already 3. Let's see how far we can push this. Speaking of rising through the ranks and changing the way we work, a founding mother of Aussie TV, former publisher of New Idea and TV Weekly, executive producer at WTFN, to try that again, WTFN, Southern Cross, and many, many more. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll for Virginia Hodgson.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. The mother of all mothers.
Better than being a grandmother.
Fantastic.
Better than being called the grandmother of it, Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've been sitting in the wings waiting and listening to you all tell your amazing stories and chat. But I must again congratulate you, Yana, as the others have. Not only do you look magnificent, it was very nerve-wracking trying to put some bling on to out-bling you, which I didn't do. But no, this is such a great initiative, and it's really good fun. And it is great to see the connection that all these people have over the years. Incredible. So thank you for inviting me as well.
I have to thank you again. So, by the way, anyone watching this, this is going to happen. This is going to go on for another 30 minutes of thank you, no, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Lovies. And you can't take the lovey out of us. So that's it.
No, we're very nice people.
But Virginia, I worked for you for a year, and I just love the cut of your jib and your leadership style.
Thank you, Yana.
It's exemplary, and it's so good to see strong people, strong women in the industry thriving.
I remember working with Virginia on Big Brother for a year, as did you, Yana. And she was just such a laid-back, easygoing boss because, as you know, over 20 years working on the show, we've had the odd boss there who was a bit rough around the edges and liked to drop F&Cs left, right, and centre and tell everyone to do stuff the right and wrong way, and barge into the studio at midnight and say, Mike, what the was that you just said on air? You were so cool and made it fun to work with.
Well, again, a couple of the things you've talked about brought me back to Big Brother. You were talking about pivoting, Princess of Pivot, and the split. And Mike will probably remember, and it is a long story and I won't tell it to you, but the wonderful Pamela Anderson, who came on Big Brother that year, caused me a whole lot of drama in the lead up, and I spent a very uncomfortable ride in the hire car in the limo with her speaking to another woman, through another woman to me, and she was going live onto the show. And I asked her about being a gymnast, and said, Kyle's going to ask you about that. And she said to the other woman, if they ask me that question, I'll walk. Anyway, we get to she goes on, I go to the truck, I say nothing, I'm vomiting, dying on the inside. And of course the question comes up that you're a gymnast, and everything went into slow motion. And then the next thing she gets up, and I thought she was going to walk, and she went and did the splits.
I love it.
Pardon?
Much like
So
myself.
then,
That's what you were doing at the end.
And I thought, well, exactly. You may have competed against each other in your school days. I don't know.
She was the best.
Anyway.
I remember going to LA after meeting Pamela Anderson, and we did Friday Night Live, and she was on that show, and then she was on with Carl and Jackie O, and we got along so well. And I ran into her in the street in Venice Beach, and I went, "Hey Pamela, Mike Goldman, you were on my show Friday Night Live. We had you on in Australia." And she goes, "Could you please get out of my way?"
She wanted to say it through someone else, though. She didn't even speak to me. She was talking to her.
Was she running in slow motion?
She had a lifestyle guru with her that she talked to. Anyway, that was interesting. And that's how we all crossed paths, didn't we, Mike?
No, we did. And I mean, obviously, worked for Karen as well when she was overseeing for Channel 9, I think it was, for Big Brother as well. And she was terrible to work for. Virginia, you're way better. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, awful. I've worked for Karen too. Terrible.
Amazing. You're all awesome.
What we shared with, what Karen and I share is working with the Hoff. David Hammond.
Oh, yeah.
Don't make
no public
it might
story.
be a Baywatch thing. It might be something that ties
That's
in.
true.
He's
It
on
may be
Cameo
a
as well.
There you go. You see, it's all coming back together. Now I have to move on to the next guest, who's been patiently waiting. Now, on the topic of trailblazing mums and pivoting princesses, now is time for a UK personality and a smooth radio presenter, with a voice like honey. She broadcasts live from Leicester Square in London, England. She's a former Sony Radio Awards judge. Today, I'm going to be the judge. It's Angie Greaves, everyone.
Good morning, or should I say good evening? Oh my gosh. Hi there. It is 7:22 in the morning here in the UK.
Well done.
But because I love Yana, how could I not be there? my bling and my little earrings. And I'm so glad that you hooked me in the call this late, because I actually did the splits and couldn't get up. So it's just good. It's good to be with you. Yana and I.
It's such a theme.
Well, you started it off, Yana. Yes, you definitely started it off. So,
welcome.
Listen, it's really, really good to be here. Yana and I worked together many, many years ago. I mean, many years ago. We'll just leave that there. But yeah, the world of radio is where Yana and I met, and we are now talking about the world of TV. I've been behind the mic and in an empty room for a long time, which is fine. Mike, you probably know about being in empty rooms and talking behind mics as a voiceover. So, you know, you just talk. It's the one of the best mediums in the world, but maybe a little TV now is time to just move it on. So it's good to be in the room with you.
Yes, everybody, executives in the room, note that face. What she's trying to say is, get me on screen. But she certainly doesn't have a face for radio, does she?
Oh, please.
So, Angie, how have you been? What's been going on for you since we spoke, which is now a couple of months?
Yeah. So lockdown here in the UK, when we were in severe lockdown, it was just initially quite frightening. But then I think you realise with audible skills that, you know, you can just carry on. Good laptop, good mic, you know, some good acoustics, and off you go. And then you kind of get in the groove of working from home, which is lovely. But then I think because radio's now a visual medium as well as an audible one, you know, your social medias, your little Insta stories, you kind of get back into the groove. So recently I've been going back to the studio. I was going in on a Sunday because I do a little Sunday morning show, and that was fine. And then bit by bit, we just started going back into the studio day by day. So it's working. I think the business is slow depending on how slow you want to be. Because if
Right.
you really want to get something done, you will get it done. You'll find a way to get it done. Obviously, the COVID measures, once you put those first, I think you still can move it on a bit. But no, it's picking up now, which is great. And I'm hearing you mention some celeb names. I will just say two for now. Smokey Robinson, who I love, and Tom Jones. I don't know if he's big out there. Oh, I can see someone's mouth open. Oh, he was lovely.
Denise wants to get Tom Jones into her studio.
He
right.
walked into my radio studio once.
Can you ask him if he's still got the knickers I chucked on stage in 1978?
Next time I see him, I'll ask him. Now, was that you in the Treat Her Right video in Los Angeles? Was that you now? He was amazing.
Actually.
Absolutely amazing. But no, I think we are working the best medium in the world. I think media is great anyway, and it's the different facets of media that really excite me. And it's also the great people behind the scenes as well that make it work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're only as strong as your team. If you have
absolutely
a toxic environment to work in, you're going to have a
well, a
show.
toxic environment isn't an environment, is it?
No.
It's not the environment to produce good programs, whether audibly or visually. So you've got to have a good team, haven't you?
100%. And this is why I have this one collection. Whose house is that?
It sounds like
Was that like the motorbike? That was my house if it was a motorbike.
Maybe that was Gare trying to get out of Dodge. The Viking running away. Thank you so much, Angie, for being here, especially so early in the morning. But we've got an international crew here. Yes. So, okay, now, speaking of international crew, let's go to Queensland, where we will find the founders of a fantastic company that not only has just created its own studios, look out, they're the founders of Trendy Media Australia. They're TV producers, radio rascals, and a power content couple. It's Aaron and Jesse from Trendy Media Australia.
Yeah.
Hello. Cheers. Cheers.
Oh, cheers, my beautiful Aaron and Jesse. Cheers to you.
And cheers to all of you. It's so good to see you all. There's a few familiar faces from more than a decade ago. Hello.
Is this a surprise wedding?
We already did that. Already done.
Congratulations, guys.
Been there, done that. Been there, done that. Aaron and Jesse, I wish you'd made an effort, really.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know. Yeah.
You just came straight from work, right?
Yeah, it's like, you know, where we actually sleep here, so our wardrobe is here, so it works well.
I'm so happy to see you. You run Trending Media Australia, and you have created an incredible sort of content platform, a place where companies, individuals, anyone wants to make exceptional TV broadcast quality content comes to you. And your business has just gone from strength to strength to strength to strength. You both started in telly and radio. How's it been for you in the last crazy few months?
It's been, we were just talking about that earlier. It's, I guess, 6 to 8 months. If you start at the beginning of the year, we were both standing in Times Square in New York at Christmas time and New Year's, like looking, we had made an ad, like a billboard ad for one of our clients. It was up on one of those massive, like 13-story billboards in Times Square. I'm like, this is awesome, can't get any better. Off to Hong Kong, did some work over there, came back to Australia, and it was like, pandemic.
We sat on the couch.
Thought it was all over, and
like, oh, that was a great 6 years. Now what?
Yeah. But then in the middle of it all, we're like, hey, let's build a studio. Let's build a studio. Build it and they will come.
Yes.
And they
Yeah.
kind of have, yeah.
Can I just note, everybody, just
Yeah.
look where they're sitting. You have no idea how big this place is. It's exquisite, state of the art, phenomenal. And by the way, I was lucky to have been invited to the launch of that studio as virtual
Where
MC.
is it?
So we're actually based on the Redcliffe Peninsula, so about 25 minutes north of Brisbane. Not too far from you, Mr. Goldman.
Where was my invite?
Actually, we thought you were stuck in Sydney and stuck with the border closure. That's where we thought you were. We had no idea you were in Brisbane.
I'm here, baby. And Sonia Kruger's just checked into a hotel. She told me today she's in quarantine for 2 weeks. She's up here to do a show, and a lot of people are in quarantine from Melbourne that are moving up here as well. Nikki Osborne just moved up here with her family. There's everyone's moving to Queensland. What are you guys doing down south?
Not me, Mike, not me. I'm in Melbourne.
Don't forget, Mike Goldman, this is an international show. Andrew Greaves is sitting there freezing cold in the rain.
Absolutely, yeah.
Why? Queensland is beautiful here.
Well, we're having okay weather at the moment here in the UK. It was 30 degrees on Sunday. It was 29 degrees Monday. It was about 28 yesterday. It's going to be about 22, 23 today. So we're having okay weather, and we think this is the last blast of summer sun. So we are lapping it up. So to be honest, I don't mind being up this early because I want to get out in the warmth. So it's quite nice. But where you guys are sounds great. And I need to come and experience some Australian sunshine and some Australian vibe. It just sounds amazing.
We are waiting.
Go to the studio in Bulimba. You can do your radio show from there. That's Source Connect. Just rock up out of bed. I've even got an Airbnb downstairs you can rent.
I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to hold you to that. Yes.
Denise has a bedroom, everything. It's sorted.
Oh, you can stay there.
I have to move on. My friends, somebody's turned up. I don't know who it is.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know who it is. Oh, God, it's Colin Farrell.
Hello.
Colin! Everybody's favorite chef.
I had a pen.
Finally, the catering has arrived.
Cheers.
And lace.
I'm sunburned. That's how good the weather is.
How did you get? What you should know by now, Colin.
That's an Irish tan.
It's certainly. Hi, Colin Fasnage.
How are you?
TV chef, restaurateur, phenomenal host. Thanks for coming back.
New book today.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there you are.
He didn't waste a second.
No.
Did everyone see that?
I only got it last night. So it's,
Why are you a common sense cook?
Congratulations.
Mike, don't start.
What does that mean, common sense? Because I'm the only person I know that can burn water.
Well, this book is for you, Mike.
Yes. Send him a signed copy. Can you show us the book again, please?
Look at that.
Wow.
Wow. That's great.
Oh, you must be really proud.
I am, because we like Covert, we were told we couldn't photo shoot, we couldn't shoot our book because too many people in the room. So we got together and we shot it anyway. So it's probably one of the only books that's got done during Covert. So it's good big ups to our team because everyone was closed down.
Oh, boo. But look, you've done it. This is what I'm saying. I'm sure each and every one of the guests here, each and every one of you has done something phenomenal during this time and actually may not have done it this time. Yeah.
I cleaned up the
Agree?
I put my cholesterol through the roof, I was told, and that's why I'm on turmeric tea.
Oh, good on you. I'm very impressed.
Really? Is turmeric good for your cholesterol? I need to know that.
Yeah, very good, apparently.
I'm super
good advice.
So, look, I just had the Black Belt Ninja and SBS Pop Asia presenter online, but I think we've just lost him. So let's just keep chatting. I just want to ask just a couple of general questions because we're so lucky to have you all together. I won't hold you for too long. I know how busy you are, but what have you learned about yourself in 20 poopy? Who wants to start?
I've become really good at shouting at people in playgrounds. It's not a skill I ever wanted to acquire. I actually had a right go at a bloke yesterday who moved my granddaughter's pram, and I might say it was entirely fair, but I was totally pissed with him. And I went, well, was that really necessary? And he went, and I was so gobsmacked at how rude I'd become. So I actually had to go back about 5 minutes later and say, I'm terribly sorry. I've been having the shit of the day. And he went, I don't care because you were just bloody rude. And I went, off and walked off. Oh, my God. Oh, that was awful. I hate that about me. I've never done that much, really.
I've never before. No, but I get it. I think there's so much frustration at the moment. People have been locked down, locked up. There's only so much a human body, mind, emotion, and soul can take, and I understand why that would be happening.
My granddaughter did tell me off and said that was red words that you just used now, and it wasn't very nice.
That's really bad, Nana. And Virginia, have you felt that you've found new things out about yourself through this?
Well, I've learned that I'm a lot, because I had to be in work-wise a lot more technical than. Oh, am I more technical? No, I'd have to acquire more technical skills. Yes, so I now can sync audio after 5,000 years working in television and managing to escape that. And say to a really skilled person, would you mind syncing this for me? Now I do that. But no, I did learn a lot of things I had to learn posting a show completely remotely. But what I also learned is that I really miss working with people in a room and laughing about ideas or dumb things that happened at the shoot or how can we do this a different way? And I think that I've learned patience in this kind of communication. It's great. It is tiring. I'm sure you've found as well if you've got, 6 Zoom meetings and your head's pivoting. So you've got to be, I've developed a lot of new skills, I suppose. And like Denise, I think I'm patient, but I'm very impatient about COVID flaunting people. And Denise, of course, has the biggest restrictions of all of us. She's really had to cope with that. And the company I work with is in Melbourne. And I think I've become a little bit narky about that as well. How many people will you be having in your home that you've invited me over for coffee? But I think looking out for other people. That would be my main thing. I think I've actually got a lot of new skills that I didn't think I'd have to have, but I do.
I've got to come in here because actually so have I learned how to edit. I actually sort of decided to stop this. I can't ring up an editor anymore. So I downloaded Filmora and I taught myself. And I actually convinced somebody that somebody else had edited a 30-minute show. Well, a cut, really. And we launched a whole brand new business that we would never have done that. And I would never have had the guts to do it, really. I would just went, sod it, let's just do it. And it's been amazing for that. So I'm not all shouting at old buggers in the playground.
Just randomly. And Aaron and Jessie, what about you?
Well, I've developed a taste for rosé. I found that. That's great.
That's been good, hasn't it? Yeah, actually, I want to find out another word for pivot. That's what I want to figure out.
Yeah.
That's been
Innovate, because if I hear one more person tell me to bloody innovate, I'll stick it up them because I'm innovating as fast as I can. I'm going fast as I can.
She's getting grumpier and grumpier by the minute, people.
Agile, yeah. I think, professionally in the industry, I think one of the things that we've learned, because a lot of the work that we do is in the event industry, for example, like filming conferences, and normally we'd be going to hotels, convention centers, and filming these large-scale events. But we've learned that, from our television background, that we can actually do that here. We can actually broadcast, and we can turn these conferences, we say to our clients, to say, actually, let's make television. It's not just about putting somebody on stage with a PowerPoint. Let's make something engaging, and we can do it here, and then we can broadcast it to wherever you want. And that's actually been a lot of huge. It's been fun though, hasn't it? It's been a lot of fun to do it because essentially you're making live TV.
We were filming somebody via Zoom yesterday in Puerto Rico at like 1 o'clock in the morning this morning.
Yeah, so excuse us for the bags under the eyes.
Oh, bless it. You know,
Yeah.
that's awesome. And I've noticed with everybody here, it's not been easy to get hold of you. I know how busy you are. Everybody who's been working, we've all had something to do because we haven't laid down and let this bulldoze us.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I love. And I look around everybody here, and like Virginia, like you're saying, like, you know, you ended up having to produce basically a virtual show. Like, it was so cool. Like, I love.
Yes.
We've all, even though it's been a shit year, but I feel like we've all learned.
Yeah.
It hasn't been that shit for us.
No.
But if I could just interject, what's been really interesting is the public are probably relying on people like us during COVID to keep some kind of normality in communication through the media. So, you know, if you're making a show that's really popular, for that show to come to an end, that might be somebody that's lost the only connection that they had through TV. So that kind of pushed our adrenaline during the whole lockdown, the whole COVID area. Because I know in terms of radio, my broadcasting went up another level because people working from home. So, you know, you weren't getting up in the morning, getting the kids ready, getting your packing your iPad, whatever.
In the car.
So it was literally up, breakfast, go to my working space and okay, how do I get through this? So I found my broadcasting took on a completely different level. As for me, what I really loved, like I was saying, working from home, it was a breeze. But then I missed somebody coming in the studio and giving me the travel. I missed somebody saying, you know, you need to mention Tom Jones or whatever. I kind of missed that in and out rushing, you know, the on the minute, right, change that song, something's happening in the news.
Yeah.
That kind of what I call media community that you can only get when you're all working together. After a while, I really
shorthand.
We are people. That's what we are. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm in this industry for the people. I love that vibe. It's just phenomenal. And you know, I totally hear what you're saying, Angie. I also crave it. So that's why I created this situation.
There you go.
You know, you could have just phoned us all. You didn't need to do all this.
bit much with the bling, the whole thing in the show. Yeah. You know, then again, we're showmen, aren't we?
Yeah.
And Colin, tell me about you. You haven't isolated. You've got, I mean, of course you had to isolate.
I had to.
But what I mean is your restaurants, you run 2 restaurants and you're having to keep business going, right?
Well, like everybody, we were locked up, and you're used to being on front of the camera. The rest of you guys are behind, so you've got a real job. So you need to get back to do something and, you know, jazz hands. So we started cookery online, Zoom, and we were selling tickets and delivering the food to people's houses, and they cooked along with us every Friday. So on one stage, we had 300 people on a Friday night, all cooking along and drinking.
That's cool.
And then I realized I'm making more money sitting on my kitchen table than standing in the kitchen. So and then like tomorrow morning, now we're cooking for a car company that gives it to its employees. So 400 employees tomorrow get cookery lessons as a bonus.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So for us, that was obviously our backs to the wall, and our restaurants were closed and we were losing money. But that was a way to like pay bills because we panicked. And I think when you panic, you sort of you some people work better. I work better when we're going broke and panic. So.
Yep.
Back against the wall, deadline.
Working in TV, we're used to that too. Yeah. When's the next job?
Yeah.
But that's a brilliant initiative. Great.
I'd like to take all the credit, but it's my wife's idea. So.
Oh, good on her. Cool.
That goes without saying, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm just the face that
And what a formidable, fabulous wife you have.
Yes.
Beautiful kids.
Yeah.
Have you heard that Colin's kids have their own show now?
Oh well, that was. So we started as a joke, the Lillian Maid cooking channel on Instagram, and we would just drink whiskey and cook, and well, they didn't. And then and we'd lost 3 jobs in a week. So basically, the restaurants closed, the TV stopped because then you can't do TV, and Coles hired my kids to do 8 ads, and I was like, wow, my kids are now paying the mortgage. So and the bit was, it started as a joke. So the kids were in as a joke, but the minute Coles start paying, the kids said, "No, I don't want to do it now," and I'm like, "Fucking doing it."
Oh, that's great. Yeah, love it.
So we did. We had some fun, but it was good. Some good came out of the bad.
Yeah.
And Mike Goldman, how have you felt that you've changed or learned anything in the last couple of months?
What did I learn? Well, I learned that I'm a hypochondriac because I had about 9 COVID tests and never had COVID. I think on my gravestone it's going to say, "See, I told you I was sick." I've learned
just like the sensation of
that you have to lift your baby Pomeranian off the bed and put it on the ground, not push it off, otherwise you break its leg. I learned how to work this. It's called a Pterodec.
Pterodec.
I'm sure Aaron and Jesse know what these are, but this little puppy, this is worth about $4,000, and you put a sim in there and a sim in there, and you stream 4K. And we've been streaming everything from kids football matches to I did an event with Professor Charlie Teo and Kelly Slater the other day where we raised $150,000 for research in this room. In this room, just on Facebook Live, I've hosted book launches for Gary Brown and just the other day because no one could go to his book launch in Melbourne. Yeah, all with this little puppy. I mean, you can get one with 4 sims. I think it's about $12,000. You can get a 6 sim one that the TV networks uses $17,000. This little $4,000 puppy does the job. And
have you bought into this company?
Sorry?
Have you bought into this company?
Yes.
It's fine. No, not Pterodec. But I mean, Aaron and Jesse, you guys probably have used those as well, and it's just been such an amazing technology to figure out, and it's something that everyone's getting a handle on now and using that are in the digital space because we've been pushed off the digital cliff. We just got to learn this stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how people kind of used to turn their noses up a bit to online shows and like, oh, we can't do that, don't do that. And now it's like, well, that's what everybody's doing. No offense, Yana, I love it, but this is you have pivoted, you have rotated.
I have.
You're a wizard.
You've spun.
I've spun, darling.
I think our rotating showed that, like, because we're in Melbourne and because we set up a mentoring company in January for the creative industry in crisis, basically, that was sort of where it became. I think what we've found is that people are far more resilient than we thought, but there's been some really interesting stuff about blokes are hurting just as much as women. And what we've found is that a lot of men are now coming out and saying, well, what am I going to do with my career? And we've just found it so amazing that people have been so much more open after COVID and during COVID about their careers and what they want to do with it. And we've got probably 50 different clients working at the moment that on what they want to do with their lives and what projects they've got. and just sort of working with people, getting them to think more laterally and differently about their world has been phenomenal. We would never have done that without COVID, because we were just starting our business thinking it'd be all live networking events and happy clappy conferences, but it wasn't like that. It's been amazing.
Really hit on something, Denise. I think it's been really humbling. I think everybody's sort of say openness. It's like everybody's felt more free to admit to fears and admit to the fact that, you know, they're worried about the future and they're worried about where the next job's coming from. That wasn't the case before COVID. People weren't
And
so
they've lost confidence.
about that.
And I think so much of our work now is about bringing confidence back to people and reminding them that they've got absolutely shit hot skills, and it's just unfortunate that we work in a business which is very transient. And I think it's sort of brought a lot of stuff out about our industry, which is pretty crap, you know, just dump them and go. And, you know, support to the art community was crap in the early days. And so I think we've sort of learned some dirty side of our business, which we hopefully might go on to sort a bit out later. But, you know, that's quite serious. But you know, it's what we've found, and it's been great working with them. I bloody loved it. It's awesome.
I think from a humanistic point of view, we could all, regardless of your status personally or professionally, we could take off what I call our protective superhero cape, because you know, we're all just fantastic and life is just wonderful, isn't it? But I think with COVID, you know, we all had to stop and go, do you know what? This isn't going to jump over me because of my job. This is what is happening to me, to my neighbor, to my friends, to, you know, we were all in it. And it was a time to just say, okay, let me stop. Let me check in with my reality. And then you realize, actually, it's my neighbor's reality. It's my friend's reality. It's my workmate's reality. So it was kind of, if I said a leveling out, would that make sense?
Yes, it does. Absolutely. It does.
It's all leveled out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Sorry.
Yeah. Learning how to do stuff differently and use skills like, you know, you're talking about that you didn't really know you had and that you've developed as a result of a particular circumstance. It'd be really interesting to see if you ever want to go back and do the old stuff. Colin, do you really want to run restaurants now that you can just do the stuff from home?
No. I'm not far too old. Once you become a TV chef, you never want to step back in a restaurant again.
Well, also just remind you, Colin refuses to be called a celebrity chef.
Right. I hope so, because you're more than a celebrity chef. You can actually chef. That's a bit of a difference.
I'm one of the few that can cook.
Very good at it.
Does he prefer just the term celebrity or just the term chef?
God.
Just the money in the bank, I would think.
That's it.
Look, guys, we are coming to the end of this incredible chat.
Yeah.
It's been fun, right? To get together.
Really fun.
It's
been good.
I just really hope that all of you watching out there, the millions of eyes that we have on this, by the way, millions. I hope it's been really helpful to you. I hope it's been interesting to you. And it's a really amazing experience to have such talent in one spot at one time. Because you know what? I know I won't get you guys back again for a long time. You'll be busy.
Hopefully.
I'll be there.
You know, the greatest thing about my talent is my availability.
I've been really busy, actually. Really, really busy.
We've all been a little bit busy. Here's to being busy.
Cheers.
I'm going to go get a cup of tea.
Oh my God, how can you wrap something like this up? I will say thank you to each and every one of you and step out in the same way I stepped in. How does that sound?
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Amazing.
Doing the splits, Yana.
Doing the splits, yeah.
And you'll be doing the splits. And you have
Peace out.
Denise Erickson, you have been exquisite. I wish you all the best of luck. And thank you so much for giving so much to this platform, because you have not only mentored the people who are listening, you mentor in your world with Media Mentors Australia, but you also have mentored me. So thank you so much.
Oh, it was such a pleasure. You were bloody awesome. But that was such a long time ago when you were like a little baby, but you were bloody amazing. I love it.
Baby. And did my after series producers course. Oh yeah. Got trained by the best, baby.
Love ya.
Love you, Denise. That was Denise Erickson. Fantastic. Who's my next victim? My God, man. That face. That face is loved across the world. That talent is loved across the world. And
Stop
we
it.
wish you all
It's like Celebrity Squares. Doodle-doo.
all the best.
Thank you, darling. Thank you for having me on your show. Keep up the good work. Love it. Love all the guests that you have on. Keep doing it. Keep on trucking, and I hope to work with you again sometime and dance to Cotton Eye Joe.
I can't
Hang
wait,
loose.
honey. Woohoo! That was Mike Goldman, legend of legends. I hate goodbyes. I'm going to get emotional.
Cut.
That's exactly cut. Everyone's like, shut up. Karen Dewey, you're fantastic. I told you it was going to be a loving. Karen Dewey, amazing what you're doing with Lumi Media, and I'm just lucky to have gotten to know you better, even though we worked together so long, because I really relish all of your advice and insights in terms of how to get out of this crap.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here. Hope that next time I see you, it'll be in person back at the pub.
Yes.
Yes,
Lovely.
please.
Yeah, we should do that. Yeah.
Let's
Yes.
do that. Yeah. And
Thank you.
Andrew, Denise, and Mike, if you're listening, they think we're having a little secret group. Oh, thank God they've gone. Let's all meet at the pub. Karen, fantastic. Thank you. Darling. Take care. That was Karen Dewey. My next emotional goodbye. It's for you, Virginia Hodgson. Oh, it's been. I won't forget these. I won't remember any of this. I won't forget this wonderful gathering. And in the somebody who I respect so much and who has taught me so much is a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks. It's been great.
And I'll see you in the pub when we get in the pub again.
Yes, definitely.
Bye, Virginia.
Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you.
Colin, can you just focus for a second? Jesus
Sorry.
Christ. It's a very emotional moment. By the way, you'll laugh.
Does that mean I win?
Greaves.
It's like a reality show. Everyone's getting eliminated and I'm last.
Yes.
So I get the big check.
Well, you'll see. You just have to wait and see. Angie Greaves, what a joy and pleasure to have you all the way from the UK. Are you going back to bed?
No, I'm up now. I'm going to go out for a walk because the weather's really gorgeous. So I'm going to take advantage of it. Thank you for allowing me into your little show. And because I love you so much, I got up at 6:30 and did my hair and did my makeup. And can I just say, did I hear an American accent down here with Aaron and Jesse?
Ooh. Canadian.
Yeah. Did I hear one?
Yeah, Canadian.
Oh, right. Oh, sorry.
Oof.
Okay, so because I know, but anyway, I love your accent and I love New York. And Yana's walked away because I've just put my foot in it. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Colin, pleasure to meet you.
You too.
Take care.
Adore you, Angie. Adore you.
Yana.
You're
Love
fabulous.
Love you.
Love you. Have a wonderful day. That was Angie Greaves. And then there were three. Who will win? I'm going to do a false ending.
Are we going to a break first? Let's go to a break first.
Let's go to a break. Let's go to a break.
The American gets eliminated.
We go. Yay.
Yay.
my heart, you beautiful people. I love what you're doing. I know that you are inspiring people to do the same. It's everything.
Is she talking to us?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Aaron and Jesse. Dagnamit.
Thank you, honey. And thank you again for being part of our little opening here too. And we really appreciate it. And you're doing a great thing with this show. We have been contacted by people who watch your show, so people watch it.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Mwah to you both.
Mwah.
This evening. Enjoy your shampoos.
Oh, we will.
Oh, I will.
See ya. See you, mate.
And
I
then
win.
there were two. And Colin is the winner of season 2, episode 10. Okay, so you get to plug your book. It's the Common Sense Cookbook with Colin Fasnage. You know, are you going to send me a signed copy? I should hope so.
Of course I will.
Will you
I'll
kiss
write a
it with like
special-
green chicken lips?
A rude message in there.
Oh, yes, my favorite. Colin, I know you're busy again. Like, by the way, you rated the highest out of everybody on all series.
That's very rare. It's probably a bad day. Something happened and everyone just... But I am available to be hired in non-celebrity chef jobs.
Well, it's awesome. You know, we had 5,000 views. I know you've got huge fans around the world. They were commenting as we went. And actually, I got a private message from somebody you worked with in Norway.
Oh, really? That's good.
Would you believe it? There
Big
you
in
go.
Japan.
Big in Japan. Colin, I'm going to come and eat in your restaurant ASAP. As soon as everything lifts, I'm there.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
It's been great fun. Thank you so much, my darling.
Pleasure. Goodbye.
Bye. And then there was one, a lonely, lonely Yana Groves. So how did that go? Technically not too bad, right? Everybody's still alive and I'm still here and you can still see me, right? Guys, thank you so much. I'm not going to blab on too much. I just wanted to say also, there were several people who couldn't be here. Lady Julia Morris, Alex Mavrodakis, Joe Siddiqui, Laura Cassidy, Marion Farrelly, Osher Ginsburg, Andy Trier, we didn't get to see him, and Christy Best, unfortunately couldn't make it. But these all these wonderful Bloomtime Media mentors, people with nous, are here to help you. And by the way, this isn't the end of How to Come Out on Top. We're doing a series 3 with West End stars, musicians, politicians. No, okay. People in the creative industries, guys, okay? But some great names. So if you have any suggestions of who I should contact, go for it. But it's booking up already, quickly. Let me just do some housekeeping. We've got a course on Thursday and Friday of next week. That's the 24th, 25th of September, online. It's the TV Producer Upskill course, online. Don't have to do anything. Just be in your pajamas or your DAX, as they like to call them here in Australia. It's 2 to 4. Just sit in your living room and I'll do the blabbing. We will have a special Bloomtime Media mentor as your mentor. So details will be in bio. Also, Lindsay Vine. What happened to Lindsay Vine? What happened to him? Sorry, that was going back on the other people who didn't make it, but that's okay. Loving you. Hope you're well. Stay safe. Be prepared. Upskill. Stand out. And be outstanding. Bye-bye.